Welcome to Platinum Northwest TV News. I'm Boitumelo Monare. In the headlines, political parties question incoming acting police minister Cachalia's appointment, and Northwest Premier Zeerust Mokgosi prepares for Mandela Day activities in the Kgetlengrivier municipality. Further abroad this evening, a boy is killed in Gaza while waiting for water at a water point. And in the sports news, the Northwest team kicks off the 2025 Championship Winter Games. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Boitumelo Monare. First tonight, President Cyril Ramaphosa's appointment of Professor Firoz Cachalia as acting Minister of Police has drawn criticism. This comes after allegations by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi accused Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of colluding with criminals. Cachalia was appointed by President Cyril Ramaphosa as the Constitution allows for the appointment of no more than 2 ministers outside of the National Assembly. Meanwhile, the EFF has taken issue with Cachalia's appointment, saying appointing an outsider would further burden the already overstretched taxpayer. Umkhonto weSizwe party spokesperson Nhlanhla Mandela says he's not happy with the president's handling of the issue, saying the president had an opportunity to take South Africa into confidence and deal with the matter decisively. Now, incoming acting Minister of Police, Professor Cachalia, is set to occupy his post at the beginning of August. Now, as part of commemorating the International Nelson Mandela Day on the 18th of July, Northwest Premier Zeerust Mokgosi is expected to visit a center of elderly people at the Maritsa village in Kgetlengrivier local municipality. During the visit, the Premier, who will be accompanied by members of the Executive Council, as well as the municipality's Mayor, Councillor Thabo Jacobs, will carry out renovations at the center and donate equipment for the food garden as well as groceries. The initiative, which is a collaborative effort between government and various social partners, gives impetus to this year's celebration held under the theme Uniting to Combat Poverty and Inequity. In more news, the National Prosecuting Authority has welcomed the life imprisonment sentence handed down by the Zeerust Regional Court to 49-year-old Nicholas Thomas for the rape of his 6-year-old niece. Now, the assault took place on the 10th of February 2019 in Naledi location near Zeerust. Thomas then pleaded not guilty, denying the allegations. However, State Prosecutor Advocate Mmabatho presented compelling evidence, including the victim, who is now 12 years old, testimony, facilitated through intermediary services to minimize trauma, and medical evidence helping to corroborate the assault. The court has also declared Thomas unfit to work with children and ordered the inclusion of his name on the National Register for Sex Offenders, reinforcing the NPA's unwavering commitment to combating gender-based violence and protecting vulnerable children. With that, let's get the international news. Further abroad, a grieving father in Gaza has spoken out after his young son was killed in an Israeli airstrike while trying to fetch water amid severe shortages in the war-torn region. Mahmoud Ahmed said his son, Abdullah, had taken a few jerry cans on Sunday morning and headed to a water distribution point at the urban Nusayrat refugee camp in central Gaza, something which he did regularly. Now, according to Al-Auda Hospital, the attack killed 10 people, including 6 children, and injured at least 16 others. The UN has warned that Gaza is now facing a human-made drought due to fuel shortages, damaged infrastructure, and the ongoing conflict. Many people are receiving less than 15 liters of water per day, far below emergency standards. And now it is time for the business news. National Treasury will, in the coming financial year, introduce a new funding model for the country's struggling municipalities. This is part of efforts to enhance the delivery of services through reforms into local government and spatial integration introduced in the second phase of Operation Vulindlela. The presidency's Saul Masker says their turnaround starts with getting the right people in place. He says there is 54 billion rand in additional funding over the next 6 years for metros that implement certain reforms to improve their water and electricity utilities. And we'll now wrap up with the sports updates. Team Northwest kicked off the 2025 National School Sport Championship Winter Games with a resounding start, particularly in rugby. The championships, which ran from the 11th to the 15th of July at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, featured promising athletes from across the nation, including both mainstream and learners with special educational needs. From the sidelines of the championship, Dr. George Marindi, Chief Director of Sports and Recreation for the Northwest Province, offered his support for Team Northwest.
Good morning. We are here in KwaZulu-Natal, the University of KZN. This is one of our school sports program. As we know that every year we have three championships. Earlier this year we've reported in Bloemfontein about the autumn championships. Now we are hosting the winter championship. We have three categories of codes that are playing for the winter championships. It's our rugby for both girls and girls, soccer, and netball. So we're here to make sure that the province of the Northwest is also represented in the schools championships, not just represented, but to participate and make sure that few of our athletes are selected to form part of the national team that is going to go to the COSAFA games. As we know that school sport is one of the developmental level. We can't talk about sports development without mentioning school sports. That is where talent identification starts. So every year we have different codes that take place. There are codes for the autumn games like the swimming and athletics. In terms of the winter games, it's your rugby, it's your netball, and it's soccer. And we have made sure that we select the best of the best in the Northwest Province, working together with the Department of Education, using some of the educators as our selectors. So the team that is here has been selected by educators from different regions of the province. And so far, we've seen our rugby team doing very well from yesterday. Our netball team is also doing very well. So we are encouraging our learners and saying thanks to the MEC, to allowing these kids to be here today to represent Bokone Bophirima. I can tell you without any fear or doubt that our children are competing with the best, in the country. And we wish them all the luck as we proceed until tomorrow when we announce the best winners. Our hope and wishes is that when the final squad for the soccer is announced, we have few of our boys and girls from the Northwest Province making the cut. We are sure of that, and we hope that tomorrow will give you good news.
Now, in more sports news, South Africa's Banyana delivered an impressive performance on Monday, beating Mali 4-0 in their final Women's Africa Cup of Nations Group C match at the Onyo Stadium in Oujda. The result ensures their top position in the group and advances them to the knockout stages, signaling their competitive strength to future opponents. Banyana finished top of Group C with 7 points, followed by Ghana in second place, 3 points behind. Mali finished third due to a less favorable goal difference. Meanwhile, Tanzania was eliminated from the tournament. The journey continues with high expectations as they prepare for a challenging quarter-final against Senegal on Saturday, the 19th of July. Kickoff is at 9 p.m. South African time. And that's it for tonight's news. We will be back again tomorrow. Until then, thank you and good night.